Welcome to Cinema Express, Nanu A Sharadhaa. Today, I have the privilege of sitting down with the talented team behind Hostel Hudugaru. They will be sharing insights about the remarkable success and the invaluable experiences throughout the journey. Hello, boys. How is life for Hostel Hudugaru?
Nice.
Nice? In what way? Meet the director, Nithin Krishnamurthy, cinematographer Arvind S Kashyap, editor Suresh, and actor Prajwal. This is like before the movie and after the movie. So I just want to know, how is it the life of Hostel Hudugaru after the movie?
Still sinking in. All of this is still sinking in.
Anyway, congratulations for the stupendous success.
Thank you.
Firstly, to begin with, what are the key factors for the film's popularity ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ?
One is promotions were to the point, as in we've been promoting the film since 2 years. We've been engaging audience, making them make sure that the palette is adjusted to our sense of humor, and the promos played a good factor because at least 25% of the audience which has turned out to the theatres are because of the promotions. So, but usually even if the promotions are very good and the film is bad, people dismiss it at the first watch itself. But for us, because the content also was strong and it was entertaining, so I think that made people to sit through across.
Even everyone who are part of the show like have equal contribution. So what do you have to say, Arvind?
I think the completely new format and new screenplay was one of the key reasons for people liking it so much. It is unlike something which has ever been made, at least here, and the freshness of it and the way it was presented was a key factor in people watching it again and again. Because in the first watch, it's not something which is easily digestible. After viewing it a second time or multiple times, people start appreciating the finer details in the movie.
ನೀವು ಎಡಿಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು
ಅಂದರೆ ಫಾರ್ಮೆಟ್ ಹೊಸದು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸ್ದಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಓಕೆ ಕಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಎಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಹುಡುಗರು ಅಂತ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಪ್ಯಾಟ್ರನ್ನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನಮಗೆ ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ಕಾಂತಾರ ಅಂತ ಬಿಗ್ ಇಟ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೂವಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸಿಂಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಅನಿಸೋ ವಿಷಯ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನಂಗೆ ನಿತಿನ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಸಿಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಮೊದಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ. ಅರವಿಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾಮ್ಯಾನು ಎಡಿಟರ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಕೆಲವ್ರು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾಮನ್ಗೂ ಎಡಿಟ್ಗೂ ತುಂಬ ಸಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಭಾಳ ಸಿಂಕು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಕಾಂತಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಜಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಎಡಿಟರ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾಮನ್ಗೆ. ಅದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ನಾರ್ಮಲಾಗಿ. ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾಮನ್ಗೆ ಎಡಿಟರ್ಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಅದು. ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆ ಫೋನಲ್ಲೇ ಕಾನ್ವರ್ಸೇಷನ್, ಇಲ್ಲ ಫೋನಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ಸಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಜೊತೆಲೇ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಸೀನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಮಗ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಅದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಫೈನಲಿ ಅದು ಸಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗೋದು ಭಾಳ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಸಿಂಕ್ ಆಗೋದು ಅದು ಭಾಳ ಸಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನನಗೆ.
ಫಾರ್ ಅನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲ್ ಹೂ ಆಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಮೇಕರ್ ದೇರ್, ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ಜಾಸ್ತಿನೇ ಇತ್ತು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ.
ಅದೇ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇವಾಗ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಯೂನಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನ್ಯೂ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಎನಿ ಡೇ ದ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾಪರಾಗಿ 100% ಟು ಆಲ್ ಏಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಕೇಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೋ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ರೀಕಾಲ್, ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಲಿ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ 2 ಸಲ ಅಲ್ಲ, 5 ಸಲ 10 ಸಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಲೇಟಬಲ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪುಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಕ್ರೌಡ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ.
Basically, what is the inspiration behind creating Hostel Hudugaru? Because you have managed to bring the essence of hostel life on big screen. We all know that you have yourself experienced hostel life, and so is Arvind. So did that help you to make this movie
definitely
better?
Because we all I stayed in hostel. Lot of things can get inspired from there, and as in be it the people, the characters, a lot of them will inspire a story. I mean, the stories usually are inspired from the environment that you live in, but this story was not exactly inspired from the hostel, but the characters that I used to be with, and that has obviously added to all the characters that are here in this movie. The story wise, I mean, it was not exactly inspired from my hostel, but I had the thought of people covering up a big goof up. How do they actually do that? That was there, and I wanted to put that in a hostel because hostel is a I have a lot of affinity towards that geography, and I thought that would be the best place to do this. And a lot of elements like nostalgia and the mess ups that they do, all of this came in organically to that story. No single point of anything that is not actually inspired.
But you enjoy working in the whole chaos, what we saw.
Yes, definitely. I mean, so there is one order also in chaos. I mean, how much ever chaos, there will be an order. You can always see a pattern of order in that. In however disciplined you are in entire group, there will always be some chaos. So thing is, hostels are full of chaos. So the way we shot it also was in a real hostel, and we all stayed in that hostel. So we knew that it's an inevitable part, and the movie also has so much chaos. So it just blended in together.
Of course, Arvind was also a partner in crime for all this. Do I say? What was your experience? Because we see the work of you throughout the movie as equal as the director.
So I think the main advantage for me was the clarity Nithin had. From the early days, we were pretty sure that this had to be shot this way. He wanted whatever the cinema verite style is there in the movie, that was there from the beginning. It had to be like somebody has shot it throughout. The organic feel of it had to be there. So biggest advantage for us was we stayed in the hostel. So we were completely controlled in that environment itself. We never got to go out of the hostel. Throughout the shooting days, we would sleep in the hostel and shoot in the same hostel. I think that added to a lot of authenticity in the way this has come out, because every person who was acted in this movie slept in one of the rooms which we are shown. So the group being there created some dynamics which is showing on screen today.
Also, you had a lot of young boys. Did that help you? Because everyone come with they don't come with like, okay, I'm facing the camera. No? They just lived a hostel life. Did that help you to enhance the overall movie?
Yes, and one is most of them are newcomers, so they had that hunger to prove themselves. And because all of us are of the same age who are shot the movie, be it the technician team or the artist, so we all had a similar mindset, and no problem in explaining an idea or even getting an idea reviewed. There was no problem. So I think that actually added. Our artists, all of them, they also took equal ownership of other works also, because this big chaos and crowd couldn't be handled by one single team. So everybody has to take ownership. I mean, all our artists had multiple roles to play apart from acting. Acting was the last job. They had to get the set cleaned immediately. I mean, who were junior artists used to come. They had to coordinate with that. So I think that is how an entire team should always work, and that is how it has happened also here.
Prajwal, your challenge was to get back to that age of being in that age where you have passed through. So how was it for you, like specifically? Because you lead the whole film.
Yeah, as film suggests, the initial premise itself was wherein I was a senior to them, who had backlogs and who were staying with the younger group. So the premise itself made me comfortable to be in that zone, and mostly all the other artists, we were like friends, and we used to sleep in the same hostel. Alle malkondo, alle edbiಟ್ಟು, alle rehearsals ಮಾಡಿ, alle shooting ಮಾಡಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮಲಗ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. So it was almost like, we were hallucinating, like we are already in hostel. We were hostelites there. So that made it easy actually.
Also, ನಿತಿನ್ ಜೊತೆ ನೀವು ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಇಂದನೂ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅದೊಂದು ಕಂಫರ್ಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್.
ಅದೊಂದು ನಾನು ನಿತಿನ್ ಮೊದಲಿಂದನೂ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅವರ್ ಜರ್ನಿ ಟುಗೆದರ್. ನಾವಿಬ್ಬರು ಒಂದೇ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ್ದು, ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದೇ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಸಿಂಕ್ ಇತ್ತು, ವಿಚ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ಡ್.
ಸೊ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ದೊಂದು ಪ್ರೂಫಾ? ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಬಟ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಜರ್ನಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ
We
ಮಾಡಿ.
all worked for Pawan sir
ಗೊತ್ತು, ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತು.
in Lucia, ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ
ಲೈಕ್ ಮೈಂಡೆಡ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಂತ.
yeah, like-minded people, and the taste of cinema match up. Even if you're like-minded, so you might have a different opinion about a different film, and if all that matches, only you can make a film. And if only your sensibilities for a film, for an art matches, you can make a film together. Otherwise, you can have a different. I mean, we can be in the same industry, and he can have a different opinion about the style of films that he would like to make, and I can have a different opinion. But we had a similar opinion about the structure of the entire thing.
The film has resonated with the audience on a deep level, if you want to say about it.
One is a lot of people are watching it couple of times and 2-3 times. That is because of the overlap dialogues that we have. The number of dialogues are too huge for a film for this format, and that is because for the first time you watch, you might miss out on a lot of dialogues, and on a surface level there is just comedy. But if you actually watch it for the second time, there's a lot of, I don't know, we have tried to tell, but I'm not sure how many people have actually caught it. There's philosophy, there is the butterfly effect, and lot of other film gimmicks, and also like the humor is not just loud. There are a lot of subtle humor which is present in the movie, and I think that that is resonating for the second time.
Especially with Prajwal's character, I see that he's going through that roller coaster ride. He just want to make it happen, but somewhere he's like, okay, will it happen, will it not happen?
Yeah, that first film director's insecurities and all of that, because he's not playing with just his camera there, he's playing with the entire hostel, and they all have an exam tomorrow, but he just thought it will be a 5-minute thing, but it's going on. So that the character also goes through a lot of hardships that way. In one night, I think he goes through a lot of things, and it all rounds off in the end.
Now, by now you have travelled across Karnataka, a few places, and you have interacted with the fans. What were their reaction when you met them, and what did they say?
They're all completely entertained. That is the first response we get. I mean, most of them that we have met have always been telling that this is the second time or third time they're watching. The first watch, they just come by themselves, and the second time they come with a group of people, and they keep telling the difference, the distinction that when a single person watches and when they come with a group, there's a huge difference. I mean, a lot of jokes that one person couldn't get, the other person would have got and communicated. That has helped us a lot, and dialogues, I think we've made sure that it shouldn't be very slapstick and vulgar. I mean, there are a couple of borderline jokes, but I don't think we have kept it vulgar. I strongly believe that the comedy should not be only vulgar.
But today's youngsters, they also have a limit, but they enjoy certain jokes.
That is naturally how they speak. It's not only
Like
cinematic.
colloquial.
If you go meet a group of people of this age group, that is naturally how they will speak. So people who are in that age group will understand and see it as something which is natural. People who are not used to it might find it little weird, but that is how it is.
Do you think there's certain sector among the youngsters only who like this movie? You think?
No, I think people of all age groups and backgrounds are like it. And a hostel irbeku antala. People who have not been in hostel, they can still connect to it because they can understand what's happening, and they'll probably imagine that this is how hostel life is going to be. And people who have been in the hostel know this is how it is. It's another chance for people who have not been in hostel to kind of understand what it would have been had they been in a hostel.
But will it give parents a second thought to send their kids to the hostel?
Usually parents, like if a kid is naughty, is not listening to them, not
Yes,
obedient,
that's
they
what
will
I have
say
heard.
that they're going to put you into hostel. I'm sure kids would want to go to hostel now.
Now the kids. Also, while I was thinking, achieving success in the first film, of course, Arvind has seen success. I think this is the third success in row for you.
Yeah, in last year.
And it's not a small feat. Like, how do you feel that whole experience when people talk about Hostel Hudugaru?
Success can be defined in various ways, like getting money, fame is also success, but here we're getting love. I don't want to put value at it only for success. It is so much love that we're receiving, and that too from our audience, and we wanted the film to like appeal to a 1 TG of audience, like 18 to 35, 40, but the way it is appealing to all age groups, that is making us more humble, and it's also giving us confidence to make better movies going forward. And if you have to say monetarily success, I think that yes, I mean, for the effort that we have put for all the 3 years, and so many people working, that really compensates well for the effort.
What do you have to say?
Uh, this success has to be my sweetest, because this is something we planned to do 11 years ago when we first met, Prajwal, Nithin and I, on the sets of Lucia. So from then to now, to making this movie the way we want to, on our own terms, and releasing it and people liking it, gives us a lot of validation. It gives us confidence that we are doing the right thing. And especially this was very important for all of us, especially Nithin and our production house, for this movie to work. Because this was first of the many crazy things we are going to be doing. So the first crazy thing had to work for us to enable us to do more crazier things. And people, like, we have been visiting theatres, the amount of love and happiness and the joy of watching movie that's why we made the movie. Right? It just makes us do more crazy things.
ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ?
ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟರಾಗಿ ಅನ್ನೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ನಾನು ಅದೇ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ನಿತಿನ್ ಸೆಡ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ಟೀಮ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಬರೀ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟರ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ಎವರ್ ಅದೇ ಥಿಯೇಟ್ರ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ 2 ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಲವ್. ಒನ್, ನಾಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಜಿಯಾ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಯಾರು ನಗಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಎರಡೂ ಬ್ಲೆಂಡಾಗಿ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಲವ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ ದಮ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಇನ್ ದೇರ್ ಐಸ್. ಅವ್ರು ಬರೋ ರೀತಿ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ ಏನೋ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಹಂಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಡ್. ಆ ಪ್ರೀತಿಲಿ ಬಂದು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ಪ್ರೀತಿಲಿ ಆ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್, ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್.
ನೀವು ಎಡಿಟರ್ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ದ ಸೀನ್ಸೇ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ ಫಿಲಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಒಂಥರ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಬೆಟ್ರಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇವತ್ತು ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ?
ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ನ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಎಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗಲೇ ಒಡ ಹುಕ್ಕಿ ಓಕೆ ನಾನು ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಅದು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸೀನು ಇಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು, ಅಂದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ನನಗೆ ನಗು ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನಾನು ವಿಷುವಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಭಾಳ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ನಗ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ನನಗೆ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸಿದಾಗ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಪರ್ಸನ್ನು, ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇರೋರು, ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಾದಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಇವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟು ಮೂವಿ ಬೇರೆ. ಸುಮಾರು ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಗಿದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟ್ರುಗಳು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬೇರೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ನ ಅವ್ರು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದು ನನಗೆ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಅನ್ಸೋದು. ಬಿಡಪ್ಪ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಎಡಿಟು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಎಡಿಟ್ರನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾದಲ್ಲಿ KGF ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಭಾಳ ಇಷ್ಟ ನನಗೂ. KGF ಆ ಎಡಿಟು ನಂಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು. ಬಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ KGF ಇದನ್ನು ತುಂಬ ಜನ ನಂಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಜಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ. ಅದೊಂದು ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆದರೂ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿನೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೂ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಥಾಟ್ ಹೊಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಖಂಡಿತ. But whatever love, you don't want to, you say that love you received is enormous, like, but behind this love there's a lot of challenges you went through. So if you like to share your experiences, what you faced and how certain challenges, how did you overcome anta helbeku andre?
One is mainly that we had lockdowns. That was a major challenge.
Still we are talking about lockdown.
Yeah, because that affected us a lot. I mean, we had to stall the shoot for like 3-4 months and we couldn't get location, and that was one major thing. And the second thing was arranging and coordinating with so many people, because everybody had another job to do. So getting them all together on board, the artists, technicians, and to get everybody was a challenge, but I think our team pulled it through. And we had a couple of legal issues also. I think that also got sorted. So challenges will be there till you release a film and after you release the film also. But if you have a good team to backing you, I think that will just pass by.
If you agree, irrespective of whatever that legal hiccups you just had before the release, did Ramya's presence make an impact for Hostel Hudugaru?
Yeah, it did, ma'am. The whole idea of getting Ramya ma'am was to make an impact to the audience. I mean, though it's a very brief appearance, the role that we had etched for her was it would have suited only to her, and I'm sure her fans are liking it.
What do you have to say, Arvind?
I think Ramya ma'am's character is very deep in the movie. If you actually observe it, it symbolizes a lot of things. The way heroines are treated in some movies, the significance of heroine in some South movies or Indian movies. It kind of talks about all of that, and it's very philosophical and deep. That how heroines just appear for the sake of it, and that is one character which I really liked, and people who are understanding that are appreciating. And obviously Ramya ma'am's presence everybody loves. Who doesn't like to see her on screen? So it has definitely helped the movie a lot, and there's a slight philosophical angle also to it.
Her expressions especially.
Yeah, and her existence in the movie speaks about the way some films have heroines just for the sake of it. That was our intention also, to treat it in a humorous way, but kind of pass on the message also.
Having said that, there were a lot of discussions about Hostel Hudugaru, especially during that time, and the way the movie took, to the audience. Some thought was of the opinion that this was a gimmick.
A lot of people asked me also that if it is a promotional gimmick. So one thing, it was not. Clearly, it was not. We went to the court. We have the order passed. So we didn't want this kind of publicity also, in case if they think that way, because we have been doing promotions, a lot of them, and we had a clear roadmap of what promotions we will be doing, and this is definitely not that kind of humor, or to play this gimmick is very cheap. If we had done that, we would never do that. I mean, we would only do any creative gimmicks, but doing this and using quote and all of that, I think people should realize that we would never do that.
When this whole issue came out, we were equally shocked and we were blank. We didn't know what to do, but thankfully our lawyers, we had a good legal team who supported us and who gave us an assurance that they will help us release the movie. Otherwise, almost when this issue came out, we had no idea how to proceed or what to do.
So you say all well that ends well.
All is well that ends well.
Okay. This movie also received praise for relatable characters, and according to you, as a director and cinematographer, as an actor, which was the most relatable character people connected with? For me, it was the warden. It had so much of depth in that character. Was warden. What do you have to say?
Yeah, see, most of the characters, ma'am, in the movie are clearly your neighborhood boys, right? I mean, you have seen most of them. Like if you see any character that you see, you can relate to some guy that you have met, some guy that you have bumped into, or your niece, nephews, or any friends of yours. I mean, there is no single character that is which is non-relatable, because most of the characters which have acted in the movie have around 20 to 30% of their own behavior blended to the role that we have written. So that makes it more relatable for an audience to watch. I mean, the gestures that has been used while they're acting also clearly is not very textbook acting. So we wanted it to be very organic. Look, there are few gestures that you do while acting. For example, so like you show when a kid is crying, we do this. Nobody does this, right? But when you keep on doing that, it becomes a gesture in anywhere, in a play or a film or it. So here we were very cautious that any gestures that they do shouldn't look too cinematic, it has to look realistic. Only in the first 20 minutes, all the gestures that were done, like if you're angry, you grunt, all of that, that is had to be cinematic.
That was the glam side of the
Yeah,
movie.
glam side of the film, the cinematic portion of the film.
Actually, all attention was on you because your cinema verite style and so much of running you did. And the experience what you went through, if you can share.
Like I said, from the beginning it was planned that this will be shot this way. But how much of it should be, how real it should be was a question we always had.
But you never followed the cinematographer's rule.
Nothing.
That's the one.
Never followed any conventional cinematography in this. It was just like a handycam. So how raw it could be was a question we always had. Like if we do it too much, people might go out of the movie, or if we make it less, it might be pretentious. So that thin line of how organic the camera movement should be was something we just experimented and took a risk. We just hoped that audience would connect. Even till the last, even before the day of release, we were still skeptical about it. We didn't know if they will accept it because it's something new and totally different.
But somewhere anybody of you got irritated and felt no, enough.
Yeah, I'm sure there are some people who might not like this kind of filmmaking, but the story is this, and we had to justify the story. But luckily for us, majority of the people who have seen it have loved it, and it has kind of taken them into the world the way it is shot. So that was a risk we never, we were never sure about.
And you were actually shooting between Kantara and this, huh?
Between Charlie, Kantara and this, it was all simultaneous.
So all different kind of style
all
of.
Different kind of style, but this was the most fun because, the possibilities was infinite. The way you could shoot a scene, you could shoot it in 1 million ways because it's all, and most of the scenes we shot in single takes. So the camera would move from here to another room, go between faces. The creative challenge of it was something which was fun throughout the shoot.
Yeah. Now Ajneesh is not here, but if you want to talk about background score and.
For Ajju sir, there was not much scope initially to play any music because there are a lot of dialogues. Usually in a movie when there is a montage.
He had mentioned.
Yeah.
But in 2-3 seconds I had to fit in some
Yes.
music.
I mean, if there are a lot of montages, then you can actually elevate the background score. But he's delivered amazing 2 songs of us. That was our biggest promotional boost for us. And for speaking about background music, I think he wanted to try, because we've done so much of all of this overlap dialogues, he wanted to said no conventional music style would suit this, so he tried EDMs. So in the entire movie, if you observe, that 85% of the movie, apart from a few climax portions, are EDMs. I mean, we initially thought EDMs might not work, but the magician that he is, he knew exactly what to do and how to place it, and that has really worked out very well for him. And I should apologize to him for not giving a space for music, but he did the best that he can do for that space.
But overall, the team, the freedom of making a cinema is well expressed through Hostel Hudugaru. Like, you didn't have a certain method to follow. Collaboration is often a key success to any project. Through Hostel Hudugaru, the dynamics of cast and crew well connected. And you have to mention about the producer. You have a lot of producers for this movie.
Yes, the film is produced by Gulmore Films, that is our team, and Varun Studios, and it's been presented by Paramva Studios and distributed by Z Studios. So we are small time players. I mean, we've just been entering, but Paramva Pictures and Z Studios are very big names. They having confidence in us is a big validation for us, because even through all the legal hassles and even if it was considered a small film, the support that they gave was received well by the audience. Like, if they are they're putting their bet on this, it should be good, is what the audience perception also was. And speaking of other collaborations, like what Gulmore Films and Varun and our team has been working together for a long time, like almost like 10 years. And one important thing that I would like to mention here is we're all technicians, and we have produced the movie. That's a we are nobody's producer's son, or not that it's a bad thing, but we've all, whatever money that we have saved across all these years, that is, we wanted to put it in cinema, and we wanted to make a film that we would like to watch. That I'm very, very extremely proud and happy about.
Was it a risk? Because even you are a producer, part producer of Hostel Hudugaru.
We are all part of Gulmore Films. Initially, we never thought about risk or anything. We just wanted to make this film, and we never even thought about approaching any other producer or going conventional financial route, because we thought we can do it ourselves, and we started off with that confidence, and from then the film took it further. Whatever.
ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಕ್ಕೂ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ ನೀವು?
ಆಗಿದೆ, ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಆಗಿದೆ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
And none of us are paid yet. All the technicians, including Nithin, we have invested our remuneration also into the movie.
Prajwal, ನಿಮಗೆ what do you have to feel? Producer, an actor comes like, his mentality is like, okay, I'll just face the camera.
ಇಫ್ ಐ ಸೇಮ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋದರೆ, ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಶೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಟು ಶೂಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 6 to 6, ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ 6 to ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ 6. ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಶೂಟ್ಸ್ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ನಾವು ಒಂದು 2 hours ಆದಮೇಲೆ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾನು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟೀಸ್ನ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿರ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಜೂನಿಯರ್ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟರ್ಸ್ನ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಬೋತ್, ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಸೊ
ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಆಲ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ಡ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮನಿ, ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ.
Like he said, it's because all of us took ownership. It was our own, it was our film, and we had to do everything to make it work.
But the success of any film, especially a debut film, will open doors for a lot of people.
I hope it opens doors. I hope I get more projects. As of now, Telugu and Tamil people want to dub the film, so we are in that process now, and I'm sure people have liked. I think I'll get better opportunities also going forward.
But if they ask you to remake this movie,
No, I've got one in Hindi, and we already got an offer to remake it. As of now, we are just sticking with Hostel Hudugaru Kannada, and let's see what all happens in Telugu and Tamil. So we'll see what to do after this.
my thinking was like bringing all of them again, like whole lot of people. That's a tedious task.
Yeah, it's a tedious task, and probably if we do the film again, probably in part 2, or if we do the part 2, I think it might get at least 10-15% easier. That's what everybody's saying, but I think it will become more difficult because the expectations are more. So we'll just, for now, we'll just put a break to part 2 or remakes, and we just want to finish off this. I mean, the Kannada project properly. It's just been like 1.5-2 weeks now, so we want this film to run at least for 50 days. We'll be promoting it until then.
But you have given that hint that you're going to have a sequel to Hostel Hudugaru. Will the title just change from Hostel Hudugaru to Hostel Hudugaru to have all the girls in one room?
We haven't written the complete script yet, part 2. I mean, I can't say it's on cards or no. So for now, even I'm blank about that. So.
But what will be your immediate next?
Still writing. I mean, I didn't get in time. There are a couple of stories that I'm trying to develop. I think by another 2-3 months I might announce something.
Ivattu, more than making a movie, but you have enjoyed the journey of promoting this movie.
My mother, we've always thought a good movie has to reach the maximum number of audience. So cinema is how much ever an art it is, there is also a small commercial aspect to it. Not small, actually, it's the most expensive form of art. So if it doesn't reach out to people, and if people don't even know a product exists, that is when it's the first failure, because you wanted the film to be seen by a lot of people, and you've not even given a hint that a film like this is releasing. That shouldn't happen. So that we were very clear. And secondly, we're all newcomers, so we wanted a lot of promotions for people to even give 1 minute of attention. For that, I think all our big sellers, from Appu sir to Rakshit sir, Rishabh sir, Vigan sir, Pawan sir, all of Ramya ma'am, all of them helped. I think they coming in for the promotions really help to catch audience attention and curiosity.
Their presence was added
Completely,
importance.
ma'am. That was extremely important, because even if the movie, if he could do without anybody, it would have taken a long time for people to even come to theaters and then tell if it's good or not. So that the celebs give an immediate power to the film.
But you did not push the stars to be part of your film.
We did not. We
made
wanted
sure
to keep
that,
it very subtly only, but that part actually added. And our promos, whatever we did, we were very clear that we'll be troll. Every movie has its own marketing campaign, and this movie had that. We'll be trolling ourselves, because the tagline itself is the worst film ever made in history of cinema. We were watching a few promotional videos earlier, like when we used to watch films. Like, we realized we have to do something new, otherwise it will be in the same. The same way. If you do it, nobody will give you attention. So we wanted to disrupt that.
Worst has a new meaning.
Yeah,
Worst.
very soon, shortly, we are planning a Telugu and Tamil release as well. So all our antics will start again. It's a new playground, new industry. So I think we'll have to go with new promotion soon.
All the best and do well.